On today's video, this 17-year-old owns a 1965 Chevy Corvair Monza with 65,000 miles. That's pretty awesome. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike the Baldadonis, and I buy and sell cars as a hobby, and I bring you guys along with me, showing you the pros and cons of each vehicle I buy. I do travel videos throughout New England, and I talk about my life experiences. Okay guys, let's get into it. This 17-year-old, his name is Dave. He actually cuts my lawn. He cuts my grass, keeps it looking nice. And I happened to see him driving the Corvair. I was like, wow, that's pretty nice. Do you want to do a video? He was like, yes. So over the weekend, I met up with him. But before we talk to him, let's check out the car. Pretty cool, huh? So let's talk to Dave.
Hi, my name's Dave Shapolsky. I'm 17 years old. I love old cars because they're plainly simple. They're such a class. And
Do you hear that? The chirping?
Shapolsky, I'm 17 years old.
I live on a pond, and I kind of live on the main drag, so there's a lot of traffic. And for some reason, the birds were just chirping along every time young David was talking. So we're gonna take a little ride to a lake down the street. It takes 2 minutes and 33 seconds to get there. All right, so I'm gonna use my Insta360 X4 camera for the drive. So let's take a look.
How you doing? My name's Dave Shapolsky. I'm 17 years old, and this is my '65 Chevy Corvair. I love old cars because you can fix them and take care of them with ease, and they're so simple. There's no computers, no stupid controls that you can't fix, and you pretty much can do everything to it. So anyways, this is a '65 Chevy Corvair Monza. Has the 110 horsepower, 164 cubic inch motor. It's like the kind of the mid-grade motor. You could have got either 95 horsepower, 110, 140, which is a 4 carburetor engine, or 180 horsepower in the later models, which was a turbocharged. Kind of quirky, but all the Corvairs pretty much use the same motors, same transmissions. They made trucks, cars, vans. They pretty much made it anything you could find. But yeah, this is my car. It's got 60,000 original miles on it. Never rolled over once. All original interior. The original interior is really in great shape. GM had a great reputation for good interiors. They always lasted. But yeah, it's a quirky little car. You know, it's America's attempt at the economy car. When Volkswagen started pouring in the 50s, GM and the big three, they were all getting scared that that was going to take over and they'd be sold. So GM came out with the Corvair and reintroduced it for 1960. Air-cooled, opposed 6-cylinder, and it's pretty much a Volkswagen Beetle, but just a lot roomier, a lot more power, a lot better of a car in America's style. I get about 23 miles a gallon in the thing. That's incredible for 1965. Usually you were getting about 10 on a good day in a Cadillac per se. But yeah, they're quirky little cars, that's for sure, and they're fun to drive, real fun to drive. The later models were nice because they in '65 they came out with full independent suspension on every wheel, so corners pretty much like a race car. It corners a lot better than full size. I've owned a bunch of full size cars. I've had two '59 Etzels, so that was a full size car for the day, and those corner like a dump truck. They feels like you're about to flip over. But these were known for handling. One of the only problem with these cars was Ralph Nader, who was a independent politician, came out with a book called Unsafe at Any Speed, which was pretty much just his rant for however many pages on how bad the car was. Most of it was untrue. It was all proven to be wrong by the time it came out. Corvair was pretty much done. The early models did have a slight reputation for flipping over a little easily, but most instances people were going 90 miles an hour when they would flip over. So it didn't really happen often. So by '65, when they introduced full independent suspension, it was really pretty much gone.
Let's stop right there. Do you see the look in this young man's eyes when somebody was coming towards me? He looked over like, what are you doing? All right, so when we got there, we pulled up, I'm filming him talk. This clown comes right over and starts talking to us. So I took a break, I went down to the water, I was watching them talk about the car. Young David was showing him everything, and then all of a sudden another guy comes over and starts talking to him. I was like, all right, well, give it a few minutes. No, it was like 15 minutes. I had to go back up, tell these gentlemen, can you guys move along with doing a video? So they did. Now this guy took off. 3 minutes and 33 seconds later, he comes back. And this is where we stop the video, okay? Because this guy is a moron. I don't get his problem. I don't know why he had this problem of not letting us finish a video, but he just wanted to talk. Something might have been up with him. Maybe he was, mentally ill. I don't know, but he kept bothering us. So we're gonna finish the video back at my house. All right, so let's take a look.
So here's the frunk, as they would say, with the Volkswagen Beetles, Corvairs. Everything's in the front, so obviously the motor's in the back. So this is all you got to work with. It's just a little trunk, not too much space, but just enough for luggage. If we go to the back, available on Monza option cars and Corsa option cars. It has a flip down back seat, which is extremely helpful for putting stuff in the back, you know, bigger luggage or groceries or whatnot. Just a simple flip up seat. Okay, now going to the back, we'll see the real powerhouse of this machine. This is it. It's a 6-cylinder, opposed 6-cylinder air-cooled motor, producing a whopping 110 horsepower, 164 cubic inch. Very economical car. It's practically a lawnmower engine, maybe a snowmobile engine at max. It's really nothing crazy. A couple of the quirks of this motor is it's got a 90-degree facing belt, which is totally not ordinary. Just having because you got to have the fan on top blowing down, so having a a horizontal crank with a it's totally weird. 60s GM. Also, this has dual single barrel carburetors, so it's just a 1-barrel carburetor. For the 140 cubic horsepower motor, you got four 1-barrels, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty much just the extra 2 pretty much just acted like secondaries, almost like a 4-barrel carburetor on a V8 per se. Or you could have got 180 turbo horsepower, which is just a side draft carburetor. Turbo cars really did not produce much more power. Once you started getting up in the high RPMs, then you started getting a little bit of boost pressure, but otherwise they weren't that great. All right, so for maintenance on these cars, it's, as stated, pretty much like a lawnmower. It's extremely simple. All the parts, there's plenty of parts vendors. There's Clark's Corvair down in Shelburne Falls, I think it is, Massachusetts. There's California Corvair Ranch. There's so many different places you can practically build one of these cars from the ground up. Really not much to them. The distributor and stuff on them is pretty much the same as a regular 60s GM car with a 6-cylinder, nothing crazy. Oil changes are wicked simple. Just a small drain plug underneath. Filter just screws right off here. It's just a regular spin-on style. There's your oil fill right here, nothing crazy. Fuel pumps right here, alternators right here. Everything's pretty much in the back. There's really nothing that's not back here. You got your transmission fill right here, differential fill right here. Like I said, pretty much everything's in the back. There's nothing really that you got to worry about in the front, which makes it real easy. Servicing it, it's pretty much just like servicing a regular car. It's real simple, and it really keeps it cheap. That was the main purpose of this car, is just to keep everything, economical. So with the Corvair, there's a lot of things I like and a lot of things I do not like. We'll start with the things I do like to get it off on a good note. The most important thing about these things is economy, and it for sure gets economy. I've had full-size cars and getting only 13 miles a gallon and stuff like that's not great, but this getting such good gas mileage is great. Parts are really easily accessible. They made over 1 million of these by the end of the production, so that's definitely a plus. It's a comfortable car to ride in. In 65 they came out with the full independent suspension, so it corners really well. Taking exits and stuff, it corners really nice. You're not swaying into the door like a full-size car, which really helps out a lot. It's definitely a good-looking car too. I like that. The early models were kind of boxier looking. They kind of look like an ugly duck. 65 though, they redesigned them, did the later model styling. They called it international styling to compete with Europe. Overall though, it's a really nice little car. It's definitely fun to drive. It gets a lot of attention, and it's something that you really don't see often. It's a great little car.
Alright guys, I had fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Now for a young man with some classic cars, I think that's pretty cool. I myself, I used to be into all the classics, the hot rods, the muscle cars, and I did really enjoy it. And for you younger generations, I think that's awesome that you're still interested in the older cars, so keep it up. So upcoming videos for my channel. Well, I sold all my cars. I have nothing. I'm actually borrowing my mom's car until I find a few more vehicles. My 222,000 mile Camry sold a few days ago, so I have no car videos coming up at the moment. As soon as I do find a car, I'll post it. All right, so until the next video, everybody, Baldadonis out.